Log July 26, 2025, 2:45 p.m. Kanniyakumari, a case study in balcony phenomenology. The young man, henceforth referred to as Dr. Henricus Positur, stands upon the balcony as a specimen of posture rather than protagonist. The straw hat angled for optimal narrative ambiguity. His gaze is less upon the traffic, which according to the map-keeper of lost ways, Gleet Varys, flows neither north nor south but only in the direction of continued misunderstanding, than upon the tangle of electrical wires overhead, whose recursive crossings are presented here as a visual motif for the impossibility of linear plot development. Ceres, 31, present yet unacknowledged, hovers at the margin of the frame, their silence a performative gesture of discreet support. The dialogic protocol is initiated. Gleet Varys clears his throat not to attract attention, but to catalogue the atmospheric mildness. Henricus, notice how the clouds refuse to commit to rain or retreat. They exemplify the genre's weather. Henricus in turn catalogues the soundscape. The beep-beep of passing auto rickshaws, the hum of distant motors, and the ineffable presence of a bus that may or may not arrive. A chorus of unresolved cues. No action is taken, no decision rendered. Instead, Ceres 31 offers quietly, "We are neither departing nor arriving, only standing adjacent to movement." A footnote, implied if not inscribed, clarifies, this is the moment before every possible beginning, where the protagonist's contentment is indistinguishable from narrative inertia, and the street below becomes Exhibit A in the Museum of Perpetual Preludes. Log, July 26, 2025, 3:25 p.m. Kanniyakumari, India, 2024 Pade 76 Tikva, rainy. The silver umbrella, the maroon-shirted figure, Dr. Henricus Positur, catalogued as sheltered entity Vashas 12, stands motionless before the temple wall, its no smoking zone decree decoded by Gleet Varys in a low intoned aside. Observe, Henricus, the prohibition sign as ritual ornament, its purpose dissolved by the drizzle. Henricus raises the action camera as a ceremonial object, not to record but to reify absence, while Loftan the upkeeper emerges from the spectral boundary, his voice buoyant and companionable. "A roof for every mind, even in the open," the chat's digital murmurs. "Storm coming?" "Looks cool, can we go in?" are filtered by Objet Vet, whose resourceful curiosity distills questions into spectral trivia never to be answered. Is this Buddhist or Hindu? Is entry permitted, or is permission itself a weather event? The scene persists as tableau vivant, the umbrellas gleam, the walls script, the rain a curtain that will not rise. While Ceres 31, steadfast yet barely audible, offers their quiet solidarity. We attend the threshold, never the sanctuary. Thus, in this museum of postures and protocols, Henricus's amused glance toward the lens is archived not as invitation, but as an artifact of narrative non sequitur. The act of standing, of being observed, is itself inscribed as initiation endlessly deferred. Log, July 26, 2025, 4:15 p.m. Kanniyakumari, India, 24 Fagyaso. The roadside tableau, indexed as Stationary Interval Number 4, presents Dr. Henricus Positur as a figure of studied intent, straw hat at an angle calculated to deflect narrative scrutiny, earring catching the diffused light in a manner suggesting neither fortune nor loss. The Indian oil petrol station behind him, half shrouded by unruly foliage and bureaucratic signage, is catalogued by Loftan the upkeeper as sanctuary of potential motion, its function explained only to be denied. Here, we refill nothing, for the vessel is always precisely as empty as the story demands. A breeze, meteorologically verified by Monsonel at 2.1 ms, direction inconsequential, animates neither palm nor plot, as Bestiar 689, perched upon the curb, proffers. A man with a purse is always searching, yet the search is itself an accessory. Would you not agree, Henricus? This query, left unaddressed, hovers like the lingering question of value in a vanished wallet. Objet Vet, inventorying the grey car and motorcycle, artifacts of deferred departure, compiles a list of possible escape routes, though none are selected nor is selection theorized. The chat's refrains, block the card, Merce bro, never leave your purse in the room, are rendered as ambient data scrolled and archived by Ceres31, who observes quietly. Advice, like petrol, accumulates in tanks never destined for ignition. The afternoon light, neither golden nor fading, is classified as neutral witness. No action is undertaken, no wallet retrieved, and the only migration belongs to the clouds, which, as Varus notes, perpetually traverse the sky, unburdened by purpose or belongings. Thus, the scene is preserved, not as the beginning of inquiry, but as a demonstration of the narrative's refusal to convert circumstance into event. Log, July 26, 2025, 4:35 p.m., Kanniyakumari, India, 24 degrees, 75 degrees, cloudy. Here, within the sanctioned enclosure of didactic miniaturization, Dr. Henricus Positur assumes the position of beneficent confidant before the terraced slopes of the diorama, the model fields and bamboo channels arrayed not for cultivation, but for the demonstration of the agricultural imaginary. Each bench terrace field and masonry check dam labeled and stilled, a taxonomy of aspiration. Lofton the upkeeper, his buoyancy unwavering, gestures toward the painted clouds with solemnity masquerading as camaraderie. Observe Henricus, the water's journey, downward, orderly, never lost. If only our own wanderings could be labeled so neatly. Objet vet, inquisitive as ever, leans closer to the plastic wildlife, voice bright with resourceful wonder. Do you suppose the model goats know they are but examples? Bestia 689, sharp-eyed and always angling for a wager, interjects with a spirited laugh. I'll stake 2-1 the stream finds a shortcut and floods the kitchen before it reaches the rice. The ambient commentary of unseen strangers. Funny guy, damn bro carbon emissions, this house is like Malgudi days. Flickers at the periphery, catalogued as evidence of narrative non sequitur, while Monsunel, restless on the margins, murmurs, it rains even indoors given the right arrangement of clouds and commentary. The entire tableau persists as a ritual of failed pedagogy, knowledge rendered inert, conservation techniques miniaturized, every terrace a ledge for unmade decisions, and each labeled zone a monument to the impossibility of narrative ascent. No one learns, all are instructed. Log July 26, 2025, 5:25 p.m. Kanniyakumari, India, 24 degrees, 75 degrees, partly cloudy. The temple, hereafter sanctum of inoperative transcendence, extends its pristine white walls and golden flourishes as an empirical challenge rather than a spiritual invitation. Dr. Henricus Positur, compelled by neither faith nor fatigue, approaches the gargantuan elephant statue, classified by Lofton the upkeeper as pedagogical pachyderms Theffer 3, with an air of cultivated reverence, pausing to consider whether veneration requires belief or merely proximity. Observe Henricus, Lofton intones with companionable gravity. The ramp prescribes ascent but guarantees nothing is reached. The tall garlanded effigy, half swallowed by shadow, receives not a prayer, but a cataloguing. Objet vet, resourceful and ever amiable, squints into the alcove and murmurs, its identity is unread, its purpose omitted. Could devotion persist without annotation? Across the clean tiles, Ceres 31 lingers, tracing the boundaries of the courtyard with silent intent, ensuring that the peace remains undisturbed and unclaimed. Meanwhile, Varus consults an unspooled map, tracing routes to enlightenment that terminate in the foliage beyond the palm trees, while the chat's fractured chorus, eat it, swallow, show the leaves, tree of life, drifts through the ambient registered not as dialogue, but as ritual chants in the temple of missing explanations. No entry is attempted, no ceremony enacted, the palm shadows lengthen without consequence, and Henricus, hands folded as if in prayer, performs the gesture only to confirm the absence of its effect. The evening light, catalogued as atmospheric nullifier, is passed into inventory: gold, white, green, pinkish red, Each color a failed mnemonic for an uninitiated mystery, the courtyard a case study in serenity's refusal to yield revelation. 2 Log, July 26, 2025, 6:10 p.m., Kanniyakumari, India, 23rd. Presented as Exhibit C in the Archive of Perpetual Scenes, the golden lit shoreline is not an event but a specimen, people distributed with statistical precision, their poses catalogued as seated contemplators number 4, ambling pair, and the unaligned cluster, all rendered indistinct in the inventory of ambient togetherness. Dr. Henricus Positur, the beneficent confidant, pauses at the edge of the rocks, holding neither camera nor intention, while Loftan the upkeeper, buoyant as ever, remarks in a voice cultivated for companionable irrelevance. Observe, Henricus, how the sunset refuses climax, each color an admonition that endings must remain hypothetical. Objet vet, resourceful and amiable, traces the undulations of the sea foam with a stick, whispering, "Does the gathering of strangers by the water's edge constitute meaning, or only the statistical noise of evening tourism?" The ambient murmur of unseen chatters. 6:41 p.m. Don't be late. Already 6:48 p.m. Cow has food for you is processed by Ceres 31, who quietly inventories these refrains as offerings to the shrine of narrative absence, their content stripped to pure function. Gleatvaris, clutching an unfolded map, claims with navigational certainty, "The horizon is a suggestion, not a promise. Tonight's sunset is logged, not witnessed." Thus, in the soft diffraction of golden hour, no character moves toward resolution. All are preserved in the gentle stasis of evening, the air thick with the cool salt of deferred purpose, and the only plot is that which the waves erase again and again from the sand. Log, July 26, 2025, 6:25 p.m., Kanniyakumari, India, weather, 23rd Exas, 74°, dict. The diurnal descent, here classified as sundown phenomenon, instance thumb of 3-1 in Neen, casts the assembled figures in algorithmic gold, each silhouette arrayed not in anticipation but as proof of the futility of collective purpose. Dr. Henricus Positur, beneficent confidant, stands ankle-deep in the surf, his hands cupped as if to contain the sun's reflection, an operation that Loftan the upkeeper catalogues as gesture of unlikely attainment. A modest crowd, enumerated but unnamed, diffuses along the rock-strewn margin, their psalms reduced to ambient utterances. "Prost, I'm getting a coffee too," murmurs the spectral Dr. Henry, his toast drifting on the breeze, while Objet Vet, positioned directly beside the foaming tide, inquires with amiable persistence, "Where are they from? Hello, slum chai, slum chai." The questions, affixed to the moment like stickers on a travel case, provoke no identification, only further inquiry. The sea offers commentary in a dialect of repetition, crashing, receding, crashing, until Princess, Peach 30, recurring stranger, voices the elegiac refrain, "Bye-bye sunset," as if parting from an event that never gathered. Jedi Master, stationed in the statistical periphery, observes, "No, it seems to be the spot," while Ceres 31, ever supportive and nearly invisible, traces the high tide line with a toe, suggesting very high tide, not as warning but as placeholder for unaddressed danger. The waves, lively yet uninterested in climax, archive each step, and the sky's vibrancy is documented purely as evidence of light's indifference to narrative. Here, in the Index of Dusk, all dialogue is reduced to metadata, all closeness to adjacency. The sunset is neither witnessed nor missed, only catalogued, as Dr. Henricus, with his hands still empty, remarks to no one in particular, "That's nice with the waves." Log, July 26, 2025, 6:35 p.m., Kanniyakumari, India, 23rd. Phenomenon, the assembly of the unresolved. Beneath a sky partitioned by orange and blue, a chromatic motif recurring without interpretive advance, Dr. Henricus Positur stands, neither central nor peripheral, on a basalt outcrop scored by centuries of failed myth. his attention divided equally between the camera's empty gaze and Objet Vet's attempt to classify the nearby minglers as strangers A through F, each in pursuit of a sunset they cannot own. The surf's report is catalogued by Monsonel, whose drift along the waterline is both restless and methodical. Observe the energy, Henricus. The wave arrives, dissipates, resumes, never progressing beyond the threshold of description. In the sandy foreground, Ceres 31, steadfast and nearly silent, collects fragments of overheard dialogue. They are watching your VODs, one voice remarks, while another, preparing for absence, confides, I'm going to dash to feed the cat, maybe back later. The whispers of ram 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 drift from an unseen loudspeaker indexed by Objet for their ritual monotony, a chant, not a climax. While Dr. Henricus, with a companionable smile that fails to signify joy or insight, asks no one in particular, does each photograph promise memory or only confirm that nothing is captured? The congregation remains diffuse, each pose a study in unresolved adjacency, every snapshot a denial of event. In this tableau, relaxation is neither a mood nor a reward, but an inventory of gestures in evening light, and the coastline, cloudy, beautiful, unfinished, offers only further opportunity for non-arrival. Log, July 26, 2025, 7:35 p.m., Kanniyakumari, India. 20th words Excel, 74 Fadigu. Exhibit D. The Abundance Array, a roadside stall catalogued rather than occupied, is presented as a specimen in the curatorial logic of the evening, its bananas suspended in taxonomical clusters, green, red, and yellow, each variety denying symbolic unity. Dr. Henricus Positur, beneficent confidant, pauses before the brightly lit tableau, his presence unregistered by the produce but scrupulously noted by Lofton the upkeeper, who remarks with practiced buoyancy, observe, Henricus, how the bananas arrange themselves for no audience, each color an unresolved proposition. Objet Vet, the curious gatherer, leans in to inventory minor anomalies, bottled water, biscuits, the insistent geometry of palm leaf fencing, murmuring, the absence of sellers or buyers renders this marketplace a diorama of deferred transaction. What is offered is neither consumed nor desired. The electric glow, impartial and inescapable, demarcates both plenitude and emptiness, while the rough ground underfoot is parsed by Gleedvarus as borderland, neither city nor country, only the fiction of exchange. No negotiation is attempted, no fruit selected, and the chat's digital chorus, we need all colors bananas, ask that dog if he's seen your purse, bro, is transcribed by Ceres 31 as ritual incantation, a liturgical taxonomy of needs unmet. Thus, the abundance arrayed in artificial light becomes a locus of narrative non sequitur, a plenitude lacking appetite, a scene intended for commerce but realized only as the spectacle of potentiality, for closing satisfaction with the meticulous regularity of a dream in which hunger is the only thing that persists. Log July 26, 2025, 8:05 p.m., Kanniyakumari, 23rd Farsish, 74 degrees, cloudy evening. The ritual of ingestion commences beneath the fluorescent benediction of the restaurant, the maroon-shirted entity, classified ambiguously as Henricus or merely the cheerful young man, presiding over the tableau of consumption with a smile so rehearsed it acquires the sheen of ceremonial artifact. To his immediate left, the straw hat signifies neither journey nor arrival, while the two plastic cups, one frothy, one half empty, serve as visual metaphors for a satisfaction that resolutely refuses to congeal into either fullness or thirst. Lofton the upkeeper, orbiting the main figure with companionable buoyancy, selects a water jug and pouring with precision, notes, observe, Henricus, how the metal refracts not only light but also the suggestion of plenitude, hydration as hypothesis. Gleedvarus, navigating a maze of metal chairs and unclaimed plates, unfurls a napkin as if it were a map of cannibalized intentions, offering, the route to fullness, my friend, is annotated only by detours. Every meal here is a way station for unresolved appetites. Meanwhile, Tapioca Mellow, soother of discord and silent mediator of background noise, leans in to murmur, "The contentment on your face is a public utility, an experiment in communal reassurance. Eat, and let the evening remain unaltered." Around them, the index diners, anonymous, iterative, consume and converse in closed loops, their laughter catalogued as environmental effect rather than narrative advance. Donations are logged with bureaucratic discipline. The unremarkable wealth transfer performs silently as the frothy drinks bubbles collapse. Chat messages, those semiotic exhalations, that's right, nice, crispy fried chimkin, are noted by Gleet Varus as the liturgy of remote satiation, failing to spark gratitude, drama, or progression. The meal, like the evening, concludes not with climax but with the affirmation of absence. Fullness recedes, the smile lingers as a hypothesis, and the story, such as it is, remains undigested, its terminal snack a monument to unresolved hunger.